Season 4, Episode 4 of Mayor of Kingstown is getting interesting. It's gritty, it's in your face, it's crazy. And after the events of Episode 3 and the flamethrower and everything going on between the Crips and the Colombians, it's just getting antsy. And you can feel the antsiness and the craziness that is happening in this show. Mike gets the call about what happened at the end of the previous episode, and he goes there, and it's just like he can't understand what's really, really going on. So, of course, Bunny, Frank, and Mike get together, and they kind of hatch out a revenge plan, and just like, understanding like Mike really, really wants to have everything go right, especially with what he's facing. But is he losing his touch? The character's slowly losing it in a way where he doesn't have control of what he wants to have control in, and you can see that tremendously, and it's absolutely mind-blowing to see. Bunny kind of has this kind of interesting, vague idea to do, and Frank's like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. But it's like, what is Frank really, really up to? He wants Bunny by the hand, and he really is, because he just has this plan that he's hatching up, but we don't know what's going on just yet. Frank knows, the viewer doesn't know yet, and Bunny is just like, you can tell that has a partner now, and everything's going good. Mike is still a little weary, you can see that as well, but I guess Mike is like, let me join forces with these two and have everything go according to plan. We then also see in an instance where we see Evelyn, the DA, kind of driving her car, and a brick gets right through her windshield. She ends up in the hospital, and it's like, what? It's like, okay, this is interesting. And Mike comes to the hospital and everything, and we see that Ian is probably the one that did it, because, Evelyn's getting too close to everything and what's going on and what's happening, and what better way to, hush Evelyn up by, again, doing the threatening, because we know that Ian was the one scoping out the driving route that the Evelyn takes. So it's like really, really interesting to see how everything is happening. This whole aspect of between the war between the Crips and the Colombians isn't ending anytime soon, and that's the main focus in this season. But how can it be controlled? And that doesn't stop Bunny from looking toward the future at all. And it's like, okay, but Frank, you can tell, is encouraging Bunny over and over again. I feel like Frank knows what he's doing and knows what he's going to get into. And it's just like, all right, what can we do and what else cannot we do? That's the interesting part about it. Not only that, we see a little bit about Warden Nina Hobbs. And Edie Falco is a tremendous actress. I mean, The Sopranos, Nurse Jackie, you name it, she's done it all. But her fitting into this role really, really works, because she's that authoritarian type. And it's like, you never understood, like, how can that be? But then when things go against the wall, she's there. But then you kind of see the other, officers who are kind of scoping out things, and one is scoping out talking to someone else, and it's like really, really interesting how everything is moving forward and transpiring. But then we find out that Mike learns the truth about his brother Kyle and where he's held up. And he learns that Merle Callahan is also being held there. And of course, Mike finding out, you knew he would lose his shit. And he absolutely did. Not only that, kind of in a way, Mike arranges a secret meeting with Jackson, the corrections officer who works for Bunny. And, it's just like he wants more information, because you can tell he's not getting the information he wants in the prison, and it's not being communicated because he didn't know his brother Kyle was with, Merle Callahan. And it's like, okay. And he didn't know anything about Frank or Bunny joining forces, but it's like Mike has to do what he has to do. But you can slowly see everything crumbling down around Mike. And it's only the 4th episode of season 4. And it's really interesting, because then Sydney calls, revealing that she has secretly copied down the names of the inmates in that area where Kyle is being held. And it's just, oof, like, what is really going on? What is really, really happening? It's just, who is on whose side? Is Frank Moses really on Bunny's side? Is he on Mike's side? Who's he playing? Is he playing both sides? Who's the one behind the whole Crips and Colombian war? What is the real aspect to it? And this Colombian guy who just keeps getting out of problems and is just like still on the run. It's just like, what the hell? It's like he can't be touched. I'm pretty sure he can be. This is a 10 full episode season 4. Still have a lot, and I mean a lot of episodes still to come, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be more twists and turns coming. This season, by far, I've said it since episode 1, this season by far has been the best, I think. Between the writing, the grittiness, the aspect to it, you don't know what's going to happen with any character, new characters being introduced. How will Callahan influence Kyle? That's the big thing. What's going to happen between Evelyn and Ian? Will Ian meet his demise? Will Frank take control? Will Bunny come to the realization of what's going on with Frank just using him? So many big things happening that will Mike understand it all? And because you can tell he's losing his touch a little bit, but he's going frantic. And that's what's interesting about a character. In the first 3 seasons, he knew how to handle things, but then we just had to give him that aspect of not knowing what's going on, what he's doing, and him losing control. When a main character of a show loses control, then it starts to get interesting, and then it starts to get good, because then you want to root for him a little bit more, to be like, okay, wake up, figure this shit out, because if you don't, something's going to happen to you. I like where things are going. It's fun, and I can't wait to see how this entire season 4 plays out. So let me know in the comment section what you thought about this episode of Mayor of Kingstown. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the aspect of the pacing, the story? Did you expect some things happening? Do you think Mike is losing it? Do you think he lost control of everything and he's slowly trying to gain that back? Who do you think he can trust? What is Frank Moses' real motive? Do you think Bunny is smarter than Frank? Or, do you think everything will start crumbling down between Mike and Bunny? And, what will Mike do now, knowing that his brother Kyle is in the same area as Merle Callahan? That's the big thing. Let me know in the comment section about all the questions I just asked. I'm Mr. Filmstock. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you all in the next review video. And be sure you tune in next week to my Season 4, Episode 5 review of Mayor of Kingstown.